There is a phrase in the world of emergency response. Time is tissue, and it basically means the longer a medical issue goes unaddressed, the more harm it can cause and lowers the odds of a full recovery. For example, the longer the heart goes without help during cardiac arrest, the more damage is done to the muscle or ultimately heart failure. Every minute without CPR cuts a person's chance of survival by 10%. While EMS and ambulance districts continue to work to pass levies to increase staff or resources and shorten those response times, there's one tool that's already out there quietly filling that gap. And chances are you're likely already holding it. As Hunter Funk explains, it's not just for first responders to use, but for one firefighter, it is a reminder that the duty doesn't end when the shift does.
On duty?
Sorry, we may be getting a call, but
If you have to go, let me know.
okay. We'll see if it rings, but we can keep going.
Or off duty. You don't have to wear a uniform to try and save a life. But for Eric Loney, a Coeur d'Alene firefighter, it helps if you know where it's happening.
It just says, hey, someone needs help. And if you're busy and you don't feel like it, you don't have to go. But if you aren't and you're CPR trained, you can go.
It started about a year ago when a notification popped up on his phone alerting him to a cardiac arrest just down the street from his house. It came from an app called PulsePoint.
I had it for like a year and never used it before. It doesn't send you messages. It doesn't do anything like that. And then all of a sudden CPR needed, and it said a block away. And so I ran there and did some chest compressions on that guy, and the fire department showed up immediately, and he survived.
But that wouldn't be the last.
Emergency.
Yes, at Costco, a gentleman has fallen.
This is a couple months ago now. We were on vacation going up to Canada, and we stopped at Costco to get gas and get a burrito at Chipotle. And I'm in Chipotle, and my PulsePoint went off again. And I told my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to go see if they need help. And then I just said responding. You push a button that says responding, and it just guides you to where the CPR is needed. And it showed the building of Costco and showed it like in the middle of the building. And I just followed my blue dot and ran to the front door and said, hey, they need CPR. And she said, like, row 50, whatever. And I just ran over there, but they already had him hooked to the AED, and they were already doing CPR when I got there. And then when I got there, I said, hey, I can help. And then I started doing chest compressions. We shocked him twice. And then, I did more chest compressions, and then the fire department showed up.
It's like a digital knock at the door. PulsePoint is tied directly to 911 dispatch. When someone calls for help for sudden cardiac arrest in a public place, the app sends an alert to users nearby who know CPR. If you're within about a quarter mile, your phone will buzz with the address and a map. It doesn't ask you to replace paramedics, just to buy them time.
Earlier that somebody can do something, the better.
Ask Chief Michael Stoll with the Caney County Ambulance District. It's filling the gap.
2024, we went out for a levy override in May, and then in November, and they failed. And then this last May, we're thankful that the public approved the levy override. But during that process, we were very transparent with the public about how often we were shutting down ambulances, which meant there was a lot of times where there were no ambulances available. We call it level 0. And we still, even though the levy has passed, we're going to keep sharing that data just so people see. But if you're waiting longer for an ambulance, every minute counts that maybe the general public can help out.
Stoll and Loney say tools like PulsePoint aren't a replacement. They're a bridge, especially in rural Idaho, between the moment someone collapses and the moment help pulls up.
It's a tool. All these tools add up. Everybody, it's a team effort, whether it's police, fire, EMS, and the general public. We all have a part to play. And this is one tool that the public would have at their disposal to be able to use if they choose to.
Though PulsePoint is not available in all areas, it's up to the local public safety agencies to adopt the service. It's something Stoll and Loney say both communities and the people who live in them should sign up for, because it's about buying time and giving someone a better chance at surviving the worst day of their life.
I've been in proximity to cardiac arrests, not at work, is pretty rare. But I feel grateful that I was able to go and help those people. And out of just the grace of God, both of them survived. They were both in rhythms that were shockable by the AED, and we got them back. And so, yeah, I feel pretty good about it. And I would recommend other people to use it too.
Chief Stoll says now that Canyon County voters have approved a levy override, the district will be able to hire more people and open more stations, which should bring those level 0 numbers down. But until then, tools like PulsePoint help close that gap. And Brad, after looking, there's a lot more communities in Idaho that aren't a part of this that I was actually surprised. Rural counties, though, I think could really utilize the service just because you can have bystanders rather just to step in and help.
Yeah, and working in news, we downloaded this app a while ago just to kind of keep tabs on what's going on, fires, accidents, that kind of stuff. But you have to be specific about hitting that tab, though, to say you want to know about the CPR needed nearby.
Yeah, then you'll get the aggressive alert.
Yep, all right. Thanks, Hunter.